Welcome to episode 7 of our John Muir Trail adventure. I really thought this was going to be the last episode, but I failed to realize how much footage I had of all the beautiful scenery that we saw the last few days. If you've missed any of the previous episodes, you can check them out up here in the playlist. This particular episode picks up at that amazing site we had lunch at Rosalie Lake and gets us to Tuolumne Meadows. So I hope you enjoy the beauty of all the lakes and streams and mountains that we're able to see along this stretch of trail. We had a nice lunch break here at Rosalie Lake. We are back on the trail a little over 7 miles to get to Thousand Island Lake. We said goodbye to Jason and Jane. Would like to wish them a happy rest of their hike. They get to be a little more leisurely over the next 2 or 3 days. We're going to see what we can make today, and like I said, if we can get to Thousand Islands, that'll set us up nicely for Donahue and Island Pass tomorrow. Well, we're passing yet another amazing looking mountain lake. This is Shadow Lake. Ironically, I'm in the shadows right now. Saw some people swimming back there. It said it was a little chilly, but once you're in, you're in. So we're gonna keep plugging along, I suppose. Honestly, the first half of the day after Devil's Post Pile was almost exclusively up and kind of boring, but now that we get a hike past some of these lakes, and should be lakes, multiple more lakes as we get up closer to Thousand Islands for the evening, but water is crystal clear, beautiful backdrop, hard to beat it. Just off the trail, we noticed this waterfall, so I thought I'd walk over here and check it out. As you can see Mike and Trey up there at the top. Pretty magnificent. There are some cool campsites right here by this waterfall. Again, it's just off the trail. I think the Agnew Trail or something like that split off. We're right near Shadow Lake. These campsites here are pretty flat, right near the waterfall, and make for some good sleeping noise. But unfortunately, we need to keep moving today and go a little bit further, so we will do so. I want to walk back to the trail. But yeah, that waterfall, pretty fantastic. One of the better ones that we've seen during this trip, for sure. And we've seen a few at this point, Evolution Falls and some others. But this one, that one's pretty good. I don't know if it has a name. Maybe it does. If you know the name, go ahead and comment below. Let other people know. But really pretty. Here's that same waterfall from above. I'm up where Mike and Trey were before, so I don't know if you can see it down there. There's actually a person down there taking a picture, much like I was when Mike and Trey were up here. So you can see the top of it a little bit better as it continues to go down that way. And you can see the people down there at the bottom maybe. Pretty cool. passes on the agenda. It sure feels like we've gone over two. The first one this morning after Devil's Post Pile, climbing up out of there, that was quite a climb. And then the climb up from Shadow Lake to where we are now was a climb as well. But once we crest over this hill, this is the view that we're rewarded with. So I am assuming that that is Garnet Lake there, although there's another lake over there and another lake over there. So this is just stunning as we got over this hill. I guess we won't call it a pass, although it sure felt like a pass. But we're making our way back down now. Our next water source is there at Garnet, which should be less than a mile at this point, and we definitely need it. It's been dry this afternoon, and then we'll see how we feel, but hopefully can push on toward Thousand Island Lakes from there. May not get into camp till around 6 this evening, which is a little later than we would like, but the late start with the breakfast at Red's and all the climbing, the lunch at Rosalie Lake, all those have kind of chewed up the hours. So, but that's where we're headed, right down that way. Just stunning. Well, this is Garnet Lake. Quite a large lake. You can see it there in the background. Sorry for the wind. We're making our way down here. We're gonna get some water here in a moment, but just stunningly beautiful lake as we come down this direction. So I don't think I've ever seen anything quite like it. Well, we made the climb out of Garnet Lake, heading down toward Ruby Lake. We're moving pretty slow at this point in the day. It's 5:30. Miles have been a fair amount of miles, but the climbs, Mike's ankle's giving him some fits, but we're still moving along. We'll make a decision at Ruby Lake whether we're going to continue at that point, and that should be about a half mile or so from here, or whether we're going to camp there. So we'll decide whether Ruby Lake is the destination or we'll continue on to Thousand Island Lake. Probably tired of seeing mountain lakes, but this is Emerald Lake. Also quite beautiful. Backdrop and the poofy clouds back there on the other side, as Scott would say. So we're continuing on. Not quite to Thousand Island. I'm hoping when I crest this next little hill up here, we'll be able to see it. We decided to stop just a little short of Thousand Island Lake. We were just about to go over the hill to that lake, and we had a group that came by and said it was really crowded over there, really windy. With my trekking pole tent, super windy can sometimes be a problem. So we found a spot here at this lake, just up over the hill. We came down here and kind of got cleaned up, had dinner, getting ready to we've already got our tent set up. So we'll go get things finished up, camp chores done, and we're only about a half mile from Thousand Island Lake, so it really didn't hurt us much as far as being prepared for our passes tomorrow. But beautiful lake. The water actually felt warm. I think it's because it's starting to get cold outside. But you can see the sun starting to go down on the mountains over there on the other side. You can see just the glow. And so we're going to get things cleaned up here and get ready for bed and hit it early tomorrow morning and get over the passes and then see how far we get. It's possible that we'll do a big day and get close to Tuolumne Meadows tomorrow. I think they're camping right there at Tuolumne Meadows if you have to be within a certain distance or outside of a certain distance to camp legally. So we'll sort all that out tomorrow and see where we end up. Well, we're all packed up. It's about 6:45, 6:50. Mike headed out just a few minutes ago. We camped down in this little area down here to give us a little wind protection last night, and we had heard that Thousand Island Lakes was pretty packed. So already a beautiful morning. It's still breezy this morning. The sun's coming up, as you can probably see it there on my face, over Emerald Lake. So we're heading out. Try to do a bigger day today. We're starting a little earlier. We're hoping if these passes aren't too bad, that after that we can make some pretty good time. And you know, still want to enjoy it and take in the experience, but we're also missing our families and trying to figure out logistics of how to get home. So we're gonna continue to move along, see how many miles we can get in today, and just go from there. Here's a better view of Thousand Island Lake. We may get even better as we get up higher, but you can kind of see it goes on back in to your left there even further. It's pretty breezy in through this area this morning. I can see how to be a little bit more exposed. Those campsites down there on the northern shore. So we're continuing up toward Island Pass and then down and then back up over Donahue Pass. So did a couple passes this morning. These shouldn't be as bad as some of the passes we've had previously, but you know, never been here before, so I don't know for sure. We'll find out soon. On 1,000 islands, he counted 742. I doubt that's accurate. Again, check out his video. I'm sure he'll give you the details, and maybe he counted them for you individually in his video. I'm not sure. But we're making our way up to Island Pass. Probably another 2.5 miles to get up and over that. We don't know where it is. It's over in there somewhere. But we'll keep heading that direction. Hopefully the up is not too bad. And then the down and then the up for Donahue. But we shall see. Well, we've pretty much completed Island Pass. Compared to some of the hill climbs we've had over the past few days, this wasn't much of a pass. So you can see Mike and Trey back there. So this one was pretty mellow. Some of the hills that we had climbed in the past couple of days that were not officially passes were much more challenging. Now if you were going southbound, as we go down, I guess it would probably be more of a pass. But as we came up past Thousand Island Lake or 742 Island Lake, according to Mike, then this pass has really been pretty mellow. So we're going to drop down and then back up over Donahue here in just a bit. Hopefully it is as forgiving as this one has been. All right, Mike and Trey are choosing two different paths to get across this creek. I went the way that Mike is going. Trey is going logs over here. Trey's across. Mike's almost across. He's feeling the pressure, I can tell. Like a champ. No issues whatsoever. Well, I'm just about to the top of Donahue Pass and should be right up there behind me. This is just a little reminder that as you hike trails, whether it's here or wherever, periodically take a look back at where you have been before. Sometimes the views are just spectacular. You know, we get so focused on, I'm going to get up and over this pass, that we sometimes miss some of the beauty that's behind us and some of the views. So just periodically, when you're on the way up or when you're hiking, maybe just turn around, take a look, see what's behind you. there might be some fantastic view that you would have otherwise missed. Because that's your public service announcement for them. Well, we made it up to Donahue Pass. We are now officially entering Yosemite Wilderness. We are officially, Trey's in Yosemite. I guess I'm not at the moment. Now I am. So we're on top of Donahue. We got to get down from Donahue and then hopefully pretty cruisy after that. We're hoping to get in 13 more miles today. That might be a little bit of a lofty goal, but we'll see how things shake out. If the hiking's not too bad, it's really, we can hike for a while. It's all those ups and downs. That's what gets to us after a while. But making good progress. It's about almost 20 after 11. So we'll hike probably down, get to the bottom of this, find a good place for lunch, and then we'll go from there. So we've seen multiple marmots on the trail. There's a couple here that are close. I'll see if we can get a picture of them or not. If so, I'll let you see. One's just a little one, just a little guy there. I don't know if you can see him over there. There's a couple. These are pretty small compared to some that we would see. Mike's calling them baby bears. I suspect the one is a small one, and then the other one was maybe mama or something. There, if you can see, hiding underneath the rock there, kind of peeking out. Might not be able to see. They're kind of funny little creatures. I mean, they kind of run across. Sometimes they're laying right near the trail, and I've almost stepped on a couple. But they kind of run around here, especially up at these higher elevations. I'm not sure what they eat. They're berries or grass or whatever, I don't know. But anyway, I thought those were kind of an interesting example. They, again, not the biggest ones we've seen, but the little one was kind of cute. Hopefully we'll get to some cruisier trail here soon, although this really has not been bad coming down off the pass. It's been pretty well manicured, and the trail's been pretty easy walking for the most part, especially considering we're coming off a pass. Good bit of snow still up on the mountain in front of us there. Of course, we're continuing downhill as far as the trail is concerned. Made it down to this valley. This is the Lyle Fork, I believe. Mike and Trey are up in those rocks somewhere back in behind me. They had some cell service up at Donahue Pass. So FYI, AT&T service appears to be much better on the JMT than Verizon. I have Verizon and have had service much less than they have. But really beautiful down through here. This water running through. Probably gonna stop within the next 10 or 15 minutes for lunch. I'm not sure how they're doing on water. We're down to one filter among the three of us, and I have it. So I'll stop down here, let them catch up. We'll get some lunch here soon, and then find a good spot near some water with some shade. That'll be a good spot to eat. Hello. How are you? Well, hopefully you were able to see that. There was a doe and two fawns that just passed on the trail. I passed another doe just up the hill a little bit. So, the wildlife out here, especially the deer and the squirrel and those sorts of things, don't seem to be too fazed by human presence. I'm sure they see it a lot. So, but it is always kind of neat to see them and be able to be that close and kind of almost interact. I mean, you can talk to them and they perk up and just kind of look at you. It's just kind of funny. It's been a series of levels of elevation loss since we came down over Donahue Pass. This is still Lyle Fork, I believe. We're continuing to make our way down. The trail has kind of flattened out at this point. We'll see how long it stays that way. Not really sure. I haven't really looked at the elevation profile in a while, but this is pretty cruisy here. We're almost down to like a meadow. Looking from above, it looked like this creek or river or whatever just kind of snakes back and forth around through this meadow as we move forward here for a while. I'm assuming the trail kind of follows along. So we're making pretty decent time. Still haven't decided for sure whether we're going to stop short of Tuolumne Meadows or try to push and get there, but we'll figure it out. My understanding is the grill is closed today, so it doesn't really benefit us to try to get there early. We could get there and camp and maybe get something tomorrow morning, or stop short of there. I think it has to be within at least 4 miles. We could stop short and then maybe swing in and get something to eat tomorrow morning. So we'll see. Again, that's kind of the beauty of this, is we can just take it as it comes and make game time decisions in that regard. So, but it's a beautiful day, breezy, beautiful scenery. The down was a little tough on the feet sometimes, but we're doing well otherwise. We're continuing along this meadow, and this is just really just beautiful. The environment has changed. Obviously went from the rocky areas up near Donahue Pass, and then now we get this meadow that follows the stream and mountains on either side and there in the background. So it's just really been beautiful. The walking down this way has been a lot easier. Mike and Trey caught up with me and we're continuing on. If the terrain stays like this, we may actually make it to Tuolumne, which helps us out from a mile standpoint for tomorrow and the next day. But we'll see. Just another example of the different environments and different terrain that you can see on this trail. It's just really been fascinating. All right, we're almost to Tuolumne Meadows. I took one direction, Mike and Trey took another. There's 2 different ways we can get there. This is a pretty cool area here on this bridge. You can see, I guess that's Lyle Fork coming in that way, going down that way. Another bridge here in front of us. It's just beautiful up through there. So probably about a mile or so from Tuolumne Meadows, and we'll kind of check things out and then get set up at the campground tonight. And hopefully the cafe and the store will be open in the morning. Well, we made it to Tuolumne Meadows. I'm not quite to the campground yet. It is really weird seeing cars and a road and hearing traffic, those sorts of things. About to cross over the Tuolumne River. I'm just looking for campground. Mike and Trey went the other way. We did pass a ranger station back there, considering trying to get a permit for Half Dome, although I'm not sure that we're going to be able to do that, number one. And then number two, I'm not sure we want to walk all the way back up there to the ranger station. It looked like it was closed up for the evening. It's 6 o'clock now, so I did not go over that way. So we'll see how things shake out here. It should be just about to the campground, and there should be a post office and store, but I think they're closed today, but hopefully open back up in the morning. Well, we're here at the backpackers camp at Tuolumne Meadows. We're set up over here. As you can see, there's tents literally everywhere. We're just kind of packed in here, so we're getting ready to have some dinner, go get cleaned up, and then we'll kind of plop down after that. Probably out of here relatively early in the morning.